those of you who are regular listeners know that I am non-traditional in every way. So it's always hard for me. I truly, truly don't love holidays and like certain seasons just within this role, let alone in real life, just because it's like, okay, but you're going to have to cover this because most people are thinking about it, right? So, confession there. But I was sitting here, Lane as we were prepping and listening to her thoughts. And I'm like, well, there might be some age difference going on here. And it's not so much generation, but I think in different seasons of life, this may, not for everyone. I mean, this is certainly, I'm sure it's across the board, just a little bit scattered as to how people are seeing the idea of Valentine's Day and how they're processing it and whether or not it matters. But I would say that it, for sure, there's at least some shift as you get older, I would guess. But I think also, like whether or not you're single, whether or not you're new in the relationship, there's probably a lot of different things. And then
Mhm.
whether or not you're like a super traditional person, because I think those out there who are
Yeah.
super traditional probably are leaning into this and every other holiday because
Mhm.
it's their thing, right? Um, so that being said, I as I'm listening to you, and you're even reading these statistics, what comes up to me is we ain't got time for, and it's really not the topic, but I coach for a living, right? And I really, the work that I ultimately do, whether it's consulting for organizations or coaching for individuals, it's usually some sort of reframing of mindsets. And so when
Mhm.
I hear you share these statistics of people planning to show affection because it's Valentine's Day, or people believing that it's an important part of the day, or saying they're disappointed if they don't have sex. Like it just, what stands out to me is my passionate desire for folks to be independent critical thinkers. And we won't go deep today because that is not why we're here, but it's what comes to mind for me is that, and really, if I think about any of the other holiday type, tradition type conversations we've had, I always come to, hoping to inspire folks to select your truth rather than just, you know, automatically take what the world is giving you to be true or giving you to be the right way. Because when you don't, you find yourself pressured, right? Because you think you're supposed to do something and you're doing it because someone else said and because you think most people are doing it. So I would just say when we talk about the word pressure, whether it's Valentine's Day or anything else, a solution to relieving pressure in every scenario possible is to become a critical thinker and to build your courage to be willing to write the script of life for yourself, write your truths for yourself.